That's you. That's not your theme song.
Somebody's going to kill me later on. Anyways, welcome. It is Friday. It is Twitch.
Yes.
This is a special one because we don't have a set agenda as such. We are just going to be fielding questions and playing the game, and you can jump in and you can kill people. Mm-hmm. These two here and other developers to get that coveted achievement of what's it actually called? It's actually Kill a Dev. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that what it's called?
No, I thought it had actually a nicer name. Anyways, probably because I haven't been running out.
Yeah.
But I added it back in the day. I thought it was cool during alpha and beta, and we kind of kept it. Mm-hmm. So, follow what faction?
We should figure out who got it first. Remember when they killed me and they were on my team? So we can take it away from them.
Oh, sure, of course.
We can go back that far.
So people know which faction are you guys going to be playing?
I don't know.
Oh, well, preferably Chaos.
I haven't figured that out yet.
Obviously. Although I was saying in chat earlier that I would be willing to play Eldar
they're saying the volume is a bit low. It's probably because this is in front of the microphone.
Could be. I just need to move this.
Do you hear us better?
It's really low.
Dun, 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 dun.
Good?
Good.
Good.
Okay. So, we'll let you know what factions we will be playing, so you
show
can...
Show the chat so they can...
Yeah, we're... Kitty.
What?
There it is. Why not move the microphone closer? The microphone is about 30 centimeters from you. It's right there. It's a studio mic, so it's supposed to be there.
You know, we should actually introduce ourselves, even though our names
so,
are right there.
Really?
My name is Nathan. I'm the studio producer around here.
My name's Noah. I'm the lead game designer around here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This week.
Yeah. Katie, community manager.
This weekend, though, you were going to be cave diving or something.
Yes.
You go cave diving?
Yeah, he's going to be lead caver.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I won't be lead, that's for sure.
No, it's not half a meter. Anyways, so to start off with, should we do the questions that we got from the forums?
Well, we could mix gameplay and questions together.
Yes, or should we take chat questions first?
And give it. We could do it all together.
Because this weekend is the Skulls for the Skull Throne promotion, which Games Workshop is doing on Steam, and it's up to, like, of all the games, 90% off some of them, I guess. Mm-hmm.
It was just one game, 90% off, so they could say 90% off the game.
But we have, of course, discounts on our packages, and if you are a current customer and you bought a Squadron, you can actually buy the Imperium Edition, which is effectively 75% off, even though it's only 50% off the price, because the Imperium Edition and all the stuff in it is at 50% discount built in. So you can jump in there, and we've made it so that if you buy those packages now, you will get your RTC, which was a problem before because of the Steam setup. Also, a lot of things are happening in all the other Games Workshop games on Steam. They all have some form of promotion, and ours is that logging in during this campaign over the weekend, you will get 4 cosmetics. So there's 3 torsos for each of the factions, and then there's 1 helmet, and that's of course a result of Eldar's having pretty limited options in terms of cosmetics, and not really a lot of skulls around there. No, not so much scully stuff. But just log in; it's free, and it's not God's gift to the God Emperor's gift to humankind in the future and the Xenos. But it's Scully. Next, of course, also is that today the Skulls in-game campaign starts. So there you will be able to play any faction in the Skulls campaign. and you will get your rewards afterwards. I expect it to start in give or take 4 hours or even earlier. So you should look forward to that. But it's also part of the series of campaigns that we're getting in. So we expect campaign and the series to be pretty close to each other after the Skulls campaign, because we've already gotten the next 2 or next 3 or all of them?
I suppose we have 3 or 4 in the queue.
Okay, yeah.
We could go.
So there you have that. That being said, we had a patch yesterday. There was a lot of balancing. And also, not just balancing, but also in terms of combat itself, but of the fitting cost of everything, the LP cost.
Yeah,
and it's the first round. Let us know what you think and which ones are strange still. I mean, there's going to be outliers, and there's other stuff that we want to spend more time on seeing the effect and change again, so it will be updated. Head to the forums, let us know. But there was also a change to melee, where we are actually experimenting towards the stuns. That was a big change. And also making the knives less powerful. But also, I was just reading over again the top 2 to 5 lists, which was melee and range versus melee. And then we had the top 10 overall. And it was interesting to see what people listed as the biggest concerns or wishes there in terms of priority. While we certainly won't implement all of them, because some of them are simply not possible at this time, some of them were pretty good and are in line with what we're doing right now. We are looking into differentiating more the melee weapons and simplifying the system itself.
Can I interrupt you for like a second?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna start playing.
Yes.
So we could put a gameplay in the background while you continue?
Okay, we're
Cool.
elves. We're elves.
Yes.
Oh, we're not playing together. We're just playing, right?
Yes.
Or are we-
Yeah, we're just playing.
Yeah.
We're just playing.
Oh yeah. I might end up in the same match.
Maybe. Maybe.
knows?
not.
We'll see.
Ellipsis? No, Black Bolt.
Nope, different.
So developers are logging in, and you can go in and hunt them down. But yes, some of those suggestions were actually pretty great, and in line with what we're doing. So we always enjoy seeing that. But there was also the entire point of this is taking, the situation at a given time, and see how the priorities change over time based on what we have changed previously and in between. So we take this into account when we actually prioritize, which we do about every 2 months right now. Which means that the big next system you will see coming into the game is actually objectives, and we have not decided yet which system will be actually taken on after that system feature. Objectives for personal goals, and that was actually part of the top 10 list, where you have longer term goals, monthlies or something like that. We're not going to do dailies, or at least not to begin with, because it's, even though we are partly with a free version and free to play as such, we also have the premium packages, and we have mature player base, and I'm not going to start forcing people to log on daily and anything like that. This is far more sensible and part of you enjoying the game, and whenever you log in, you can actually pick that stuff up. So, that being said, let's open the floor for a couple of minutes for chat questions before we would go to the forum questions. So, let me see. Any chance of the Dan Legionnaire's helmet getting fixed?
What's
You
wrong
can't
with
hear
this
you.
helmet? I can hear, but
Yeah.
is it broken?
Yeah.
It doesn't protect his head.
Yeah, I guess he's getting shot in the head too much with it. Oh, and also you should fix the crosshair. You're supposed to be asking questions, not like, tell Noah this, tell Noah that. This is not the request hotline for what Noah should be doing.
We should fix the crosshair.
What happens to Paintboy now? Do they get their
Oh, I
badge
got him.
reverted to a long stun?
There's one dev kill.
There you go.
Amazing. That was amazing. Hope they
Paintboy.
all saw that.
Do they get their badge
Great
reverted to a long stun?
So yeah, we're gonna have to do something about the Paintboy because
And Carneth Corn. I'm sure Games Workshop will enjoy greatly that you are Corn today. Archaea's getting something to slow down enemy vehicles. A spell, maybe? No, that's not happening. At least in the short term. When will Terminators be coming? Well, that's a when question, and we don't answer those. But Terminators have been on hold like indefinitely because we don't have a team of animators to do it, and they would take 3 months to do it. So we would go black and not do nothing else. Then Terminators for 3 months. That's not a lot of bang for the bucks.
Grenade.
We have so much to work with already. Nathan, do you have any hints about the autarchs? Well, no, I don't, and it will come into light, I'm hoping, over the next month, as he starts appearing on UAT, so follow it there. Any progress on Eldar's gold armor skins? Well, new ones or?
I get killed a lot.
Yes. Eldar's gold armor skin.
Eldar's gold armor skin. You mean?
I don't know.
Suddenly got very quiet.
You know, are you talking about the old golden skins or new ones?
Or they're talking about the gold trim that shows up not gold.
Yeah, that could also be that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like,
it's a bug. We should fix it.
yeah. And here's a question: if we ever get a smaller map, and thank you, yes, like 6 versus 6. Yes, the thing is that applying fewer players straight onto the same map, that's easy, but whether it's fun or not, we don't know. However, we actually accidentally found out that Medusa, was it Medusa? I think it was Medusa, was fun 10 versus 10. And then, of course, I mean, Noah is, you know, flexing his biceps sometimes, doing some level design. So maybe he can cut a map in two and make a 10 versus 10 or 5 versus 5 player version of those maps. I mean, it's only. I mean, it's probably like half a day of work, right?
Half a day of work. Yep.
Confirmed. Cutting up maps confirmed. Why can't we have simple chapter reskins? Because should be just a few minutes in Photoshop? No, it is not like that. The sub chapters or second foundings and everything that we're talking about, that's an entirely different concept, and also some of them that are requested are actually first founding, like main chapters, and they are proper sub factions, and we're not adding more sub factions. Our work will go into the current factions, and if you talk about Space Marines, the current faction, and then you will take a sub faction and for example, we will be adding Crimson Fists, which is directly linked to their parent faction, but they would actually also have something more special to them. However, we also have to do something special to the entire flora of sub factions already in there, which we've wanted to do for a long time. So I think without putting words in your mouth, so that means, of course, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Is that our concept of slates would allow us to actually create, for example, slates which are bound to either faction, sub-faction, squad leader, such and such, which would actually create that flavor without having to create very complex systems.
I'd just like to say we won our last match.
we're
Amazing.
not doing as well.
You play on my team.
Okay. When new weapon mods, I think when Chan came back, he had melee to focus on, but I think it's time to look at new weapons mods again. There's some holes in the mapping, so yeah. But I mean, also realize that creating entirely new functions, that's a lot of work. So. For Noah, have you considered allowing tanks to reload ammo? And there the question disappeared. Great. Going back to the spawn pads to reload?
Crap.
That's not stupid.
I
Yeah.
need some friends.
Yeah.
But
same.
no.
I'm saying it's not good.
When will we get Space Marine Command shoulder pads?
I'm gonna wait for a second.
That's actually, if you're talking about the same shoulder pads as I think about when you mean the command ones, that's modeling, so not soon. Please nerf Elder, they are super OP. They actually are not.
Yes.
Um,
Should not have executed him though. One's still there, or two's still there.
but what about
And
former
two down.
LSM loyal companies that went to Chaos, i.e. Blood Wolves, that is a Chaos sub of Space Wolves? That is an example of what would be a sub-faction of Chaos. Not necessarily them, but a good example actually. Is there any chance that personal goals will renew with each campaign, maybe relating to each campaign storyline? So personal
Yes.
goals, or as we call them, objectives, are not tied to campaigns. What we're looking at, of course, is entirely separate system that
Leave
are
me alone, shield bro.
the long-term objectives that are always going on and refresh. But we can also put objectives into campaigns. So those are two totally different things. And yes, our intent is to actually make those both. But first, you will actually see the objective system on itself with those, monthlies or weeklies or whatever you want to call them. Which I don't know, kill 1 million people.
Mm-hmm.
Separate from campaigns. So, yes, we covered Elder OP. What do we want to talk about now? Templars are using different iconography. We cannot use Templars, I'm sorry. Because we don't have permission to do that. There are certain areas which are off limits for various number of reasons. Others have specific license for them and everything like that. But then there's also some chapters, Grey Knights, for example, which they are very specific and special. When will we have tank maps and other special modes? Have you considered having unique classes tied to those modes, such as mechanic or tank map? Sidionis is a good question, because one of the things that we want to look at is the game mode system. It's a system that actually governs it all, so we can have multiple game modes per map. But right now, the maps and current game modes, there was a lot of work in putting those together in terms of mix and match. But one of the things that we wanted to look at after we do the objectives is starting to look at slates and game modes, whichever comes first. A tank map, of course, would be quite limited in terms of that there's only one real tank for each faction. But things that we've wanted to do for a long time is, maybe add more destructibles. Maybe we can add finally the secondary objectives, or we can have different types of capture points so that it's not just tacticals that are needed for capturing a point. We could have other points which require, some of the support classes to actually do something first before you can actually do the captures. That kind of thing. Do you like where grav tanks are? They should not insta-kill. They technically are not rolling over you with 60 tons. They are kind of nasty. That
guy.
So
It's like the worst parking job ever.
technically they're not 60 tons rolling over you. This is Warhammer 40,000. Which part of it do you think is based on actual reality? And if you're beneath one, you will die. The forces to just keep it up from the ground would of course crush you, and it's not the weight of a tank. That being said, are we happy? No, we don't have. We're happier than we were before, but our solution to properly deal with it requires work in the very old physics engine that Unreal is using right now, and it is very difficult to work with. I mean, the first patch in like 6 years came out just the other day, or 5 years. I'm not talking about thrusters. I know it's grav tech. What happens when there's too much gravity around you? You get crushed.
That was close.
The game doesn't use draw call. Yes, we do use draw calls. It's also occlusion calling and everything like that. It's part of Unreal Engine 4. Anvilior, is all of the LP balancing done? No, like I said in the beginning, they are not done at all. This was the first pass, and go to the forums and let us know, because there will be another pass. So does that mean no Crimson Fists? No, actually, Crimson Fists are actually totally fine, because we have Imperial Fists, and Crimson Fists are not taken by anyone specific, or part of certain lore directions which we can't touch. Death Company will be there most certainly, and
Most certainly.
yes, it's a Blood Angel.
It will be there.
I'm Blood Angel.
Mark Nathan's word, it's going in the game.
Mark my words, in 3 years, Death Company. No, actually, the little that we've taught about the Death Company specifically is that he's not the skin, he's actually a hero. Will the game ever have the ability for modding? Good question. No, that is a tremendous amount of work to get a game to be moddable. It was like this question is like coming up quite frequently about moddability, and I mean, the basic Unreal Engine is quite moddable, and you can do a lot of things with it, but everybody that actually does development on larger scale games, they have a lot of special tools like us, importers, exporters, different types of file formats and everything, so making it moddable is a tremendous amount of effort. And usually games that are actually moddable, they actually even have their own specific editor to do that, so that you actually have access to the tools and the correct file formats and do it like that. So I mean, it would be a huge amount of work to make this game moddable, and that's the reason why so many games are not moddable at all, because it's such a tremendous amount of work. I mean, look at the games that are really moddable today. I mean, Total War started doing it many years ago in their engine, and it's now fantastic to mod. Same with Civilization, and of course some of the core shooters, which started like doing mods like ages ago. But it doesn't mean that if we are using Unreal Engine that we're moddable. Sadly, I wish. But what we are looking at instead is a curated Steam workshop, so you can submit stuff. And then we would have it as a contest, and you might win something. We'll see. Can we get a salamander as a second founding for Dark Angels? They're both green. No, you cannot. Salamanders, if salamanders show up in Eternal Crusade, they would most definitely be a hero, because we don't have salamanders on Arcona. So a flamer on a hero, which is a salamander, like specific salamander, would fit and would totally be part and work with the lore, but salamanders are first founding. It's no, not first founding.
So there's no salamanders on Arcona, like there's no wolves on Fenris?
Yeah. No. That's totally different though. So, yeah, no, that would be a hero. That's the opportunity that we have with the heroes, is that we have flexibility to take all sorts of things from all sorts of different parts of the universe and put them in as a hero. Because adding them as a sub-faction, because salamanders would be a sub-faction, an entirely new sub-faction, and it will simply be a lot of work for nothing, because we don't even have enough differentiation between the different sub-factions right now, so adding more of them would simply be effort spent on something we would rather be spending on balancing and making the current sub-factions more different. But that's also why we say that, a hero as a salamander, that makes sense. There's always in the lore basis for, a unit or one or two persons from different parts of the universe, even like, Sisters of Battle or anything like that show up. So the design is that the 5 factions are there and the others show up? No. I mean, we can add more sub-factions. I was not saying we wouldn't or we don't. My point is, we have 4. They are not cool enough yet, and adding more sub-factions is just increasing noise and spending a lot of effort on creating more of the same. It's not beneficial for the game at all. Yeah, new factions, no, that's entirely off the table, and always has been. Like I've been saying this for a very long time. Us spending time on an entirely new faction when we are still working on getting all the factions balanced between themselves, within themselves, and melee versus ranged, no new faction is going to come in. And besides that, if any of you have $1 to $2 million lying around and want a faction, feel free to contact me and I'll make it happen. Okay, Lamborghini first. But I mean, I can make it happen for $1 to $2 million. But I can think of a lot of things to do with the $1 to $2 million than adding a new faction to a 4-faction game already. Not even mentioning the problems you would have with the matchmaker, because right now matchmaking 4 factions, which is something that very few do in this world. Is incredibly difficult and is one of the fundamental reasons why the matchmaker is not working well with low population and the queue and waiting times. In the perfect world, this would have been a 2-faction game, like everybody does. Tau would be easy because they don't have melee. Actually, they do have melee now. But Tau would actually be quite difficult, exactly because of that. It's the opposite way around. Will there be an anniversary event for EC? Yes, there will.
Run.
Yep. It's probably it'll be Naked Twitch or something like that, but we'll see.
After the 1 or 2 million, maybe.
Oh yes, yeah, that too. Well, I mean, we'd be naked. They wouldn't. They would only see the top. Well, that's not fair to you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
We'll start at 2 million.
We can all have those things. What do you call them?
Pasties.
I don't know. That turn around.
This guy keeps
It's
telling me I
escalated,
need to
right?
stop this running.
No, I mean this was equality. We would all be wearing them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I've noticed recently that whenever I'm meleeing someone, that I start to lag out the closer I get to them, even though my ping normally is around 60 milliseconds. Has this been addressed? This is actually something that is part of everything that we have been investigating. So this is about, and this is called relevance, and we did some changes to it right now, as you saw with the weapons in the patch notes. Relevancy. but we are still tracking down a lot of weird things which are happening, and there has been a lot of work in the Unreal Engine since we're on 4.12 and now 4.16 is out, and we expect to get from our sister team 4.15. They're actually finalizing that. We will go dark for about a month, but there's a lot of things that have been improved both on the client and the server and the netcode in those new versions. So some of the things that we have tracked down is actually solved already, so we need to upgrade. But I mean, going dark means that we'll have campaigns running and everything on live, but we won't be putting out a patch for like 4 to 6 weeks till the integration is done of a new Unreal Engine version. So, what you plan to do to raise the population? Well, what we're doing now is finding a partner that actually takes and does marketing. That would be great. So a lot of my time is going into finding a partner, actually a worldwide partner, that will actually take care of a large part of the promotion and publicity and marketing and sales of the game, which is non-existent right now and has been since September. And yet we all know that if you don't even advertise, it's not going to grow. So that's my focus right now, and that's part of the solution. A lot of interested parties, because the fact is that as game developers and publishers and everything, we see the massive potential, untapped potential. So these kind of partnerships have been, like the people that we're talking to have been actually quite good. They see the massive untapped potential. So I'm looking forward to what happens there. Of course, in other ways is that we keep on doing promotions on Steam and sales and working with Games Workshop and a lot of other opportunities, NVIDIA, so on and so forth. So that's what we do in terms of increasing the player base. Promotions and partnerships and bundling. Dun, dun, dun. Just be careful about going dark. Well, I mean, we like when we go dark, you will see a big post that says we are going dark. But like I said, also we'll have campaigns running and all that stuff during that time, so it's not entirely out, but we have to not happen, basically. Just to give you an idea of the scale of version of Unreal Engine of a live game, the scale is so huge that most games that go live never do it at all. That's how big it is. So we are fortunate enough that one of our sister teams here is using our code base, and they are updating that to 4.15, possibly 4.16, but 4.15 probably like version 4.15.4, whatever. And then we get it, and since they're using our code base, it will be like orders of magnitudes easier for us to integrate. So I hope that explains why we have to go dark. It is because this is a monumental task to actually do, and it's so monumental that most games don't ever do it. They freeze the version that they have, and then they just selectively pick things that they can use and try to integrate that back if it's possible from newer versions, but usually it's not. So I hope that explains really what the effort is behind it. But during these versions since we launched, there simply has been so many big changes which would benefit our type of game that we really have to do this update. But yeah, we'll have campaigns galore during the time. Dum, 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 dum. Reskin all marine stuff as blood ravens for April Fools. You see, if I would say yes, it wouldn't be April Fools. Everybody would know. That being said, let's It's could be done. We know why, but some people don't bother with announcements and then throw a fit. Get 2 to 3 map variations and weapon ones in before you do. Oh yeah. I mean, we haven't started this yet, and we have not decided when we actually do the update. Especially because we have some things to do first. I want to get objectives out before we actually update this, and that should make a huge difference. So map, we have some unfinished maps in various state. So. While I've always been saying we're not doing maps, not a chance, because I'll give you an idea. A level like a map production pipeline includes artists, engineers, level designers, level artists, which are different. Could be the same, but in general they're 3 yards. And then you have game design, then you have iterations on level design, testing. We're talking about 3 months, and most of the people we don't even have on the team, and they're it's like they wouldn't be fun, because a new map would just be a new map with the current game modes. So instead of that, we do something which is far more bang for the bucks, which is working with the game modes on the current maps that we already have, and adding and enhancing those to make the maps that we currently have more deep, fun, and more tactical, rather than adding yet another map which has exactly the same gameplay. That's what we believe. Probably want to add a ton of new stuff. Yeah, that's why I said I would like to add objectives before we go dark, because that's perpetual and there's campaign at the same time. I think a hero class from the Cabal of the Wraith clan could be possible for Eldar. Yes, they could.
Everything's possible with the right amount of money.
But for how long are 10 maps designed to keep players interested? If you've played CS, you know how one map can keep players interested as long as it's good at it. That's why we want to improve our current maps rather than actually create more of the same. It's just, you don't want to be adding more garbage to the heap.
No.
It's so quotable. That like needs to be a meme now.
Nathan thinks our maps are garbage.
Maps are really the one thing that everyone agrees the game needs. No, this is not correct. Because when people are talking about new maps and everything, this is also about game modes and all that. Sadly. The ones that we have unfinished, we will finish them over time. Those are actually going to come in. We have quite a few ones, but we have a lot of things we're going to try out first with the current maps. Whether the ideas that have just even you read on the forums, where people are saying like, can we get 3 factions, or can we get PvPvE, or can we get PvP in the PvE maps and PvE in the PvP maps and all that kind of stuff. So we have a lot to work with on expanding the current maps and making them actually much more tactical and deeper and more fun than adding yet another map. And this we know because when we were adding maps over time and have been, the benefit isn't that big. That's the sad part. Yeah, team deathmatch, stuff like that. Absolutely. There's so many things that we haven't touched on, so we have a lot to do there. And it's going to be much faster, like 10 times faster than creating one new map. We could meet, over a 3 months period with this many people, I would estimate that we could probably come up with 5 new game modes in the different on the different maps and add new types of capture points for the other classes, which are part of the game modes, then, and if we would do a map, we would get maybe one map instead. So, would you like 5 more game modes or 1 map? It's quite simple.
We're not doing 5 more games.
No, I said if you take 3 months
Right.
and we spend it all on making 1 map.
Yeah, a game mode is 20% of the time as a
Yes, exactly. I mean, if we
I just want to make sure people don't think we're doing 5 game modes because
no,
you
yes,
said
it's an example of
we're
complexity
doing 5
and
game
time.
modes.
That's why we're saying a new map with the current game modes and nothing else, nothing new. I mean, it would be the same buildings and everything too. So it wouldn't be fun. Sorry, it'll be dead quick. Escort missions. I mean, it's all open. So. Hot potato with Beltabon, yes. Yeah, we can look into fun game modes. I mean, there's so many game modes out there. If you look at the largest MMO FPS out there, Crossfire has, I don't know how many game modes by now. It's the largest MMO FPS in the world.
Actually.
And I think they're up to, I don't know, 10, 16 different game modes. And you can see how simple they are and people are enjoying them. And then you were just looking at Team Fortress, right? So, yeah, we have a lot of options in terms of adapting and doing a version of a lot of hybrid game modes and adapt it to 40K. And I would much rather do that and do a couple of those rather than 1 map and not doing anything with the game modes. Demetrius, I read it like 17 times now. It's okay. I got it. That's what I was trying to say to people. It's all good. Any news on Eldar Advanced Armor skins? We only have the Dark Reaper one. No. But we are getting now temporarily assigned 2 3D artists.
who won't probably work on that, so don't say that they're gonna.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna say that we're gonna.
Okay.
No.
Just making sure.
You guys are like an old couple.
While not that specifically, but there is Eldar stuff in there that we want to actually work on.
Called the Altark.
Yes. And we have some unintegrated 3D mod assets for Eldar as well, don't we?
Barely compared to the other factions.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, never go there. It's just, that's always sad. Wouldn't more game mods at this time split up an already dwindling community? No, I don't see how you would reach that conclusion, because
That'd be if you could pick the game
yeah,
mods.
you don't pick the game mods. So that's not part of it. So, forum questions, 2:43. We have 15 minutes left. Of course, after this Twitch, I will be running home and I will be joining DJ Penguin, because he is going to be streaming as part of Skulls for the Skull Throne. 3 till.
Don't we have a meeting at 3?
Oh yeah, we have the meeting at 3. Yes, after that. So
That's all you know.
he's 3 p.m. till 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Streaming.
And
6
he
hours.
has an amazing amount of giveaways to do.
Oh, am I playing now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's jump to the forum questions right now.
Cool. Ashery wants to know, when it comes to balance of the factions, it seems Eldar have one of the best faction balances, as you are forced to work together rather than run in Rambo and take on the whole room by yourself. Have you considered taking some of this and applying it to other factions as well, or is it going to be part of what makes the Eldar unique?
The second one.
Yeah. Well, no. Also, I mean, we want to change the factions as we were talking about earlier, and making, well, specifically the sub-factions actually. But yeah, I mean, that we got to this point with the Eldar is quite enjoyable, because they are definitely the biggest challenge that we've had in the game in terms of working with, ranging from their combats, their what they do, their cosmetics, their weapons, everything about them have been difficult, because we're the first in the world that actually put them into a shooter and use them. Belphegor.
Are there any
You
plans?
got it right this time.
I did?
Yeah.
Yay,
Amazing.
Katie.
Are there any plans to incentivize more people to play Eldar and Orc outside of campaign weeks / rewards? These factions might need extra XP requisition to get people to play them more frequently and choose them as their main entry point into the game.
Yes.
We always disagree.
I mean, no. I was about to qualify the answer, which is, are we in plans to incentivize more people to play Eldar and Orc?
It's a good word, incentivize.
Incentivize.
Mhm.
Yep. However, what you're suggesting is not something we'll do. What we will be doing is that there's always campaigns for all 4 factions at the same time. There's objectives and everything for everybody, so that there's far more reason. And of course, when we start working on something that's allowing character advancement to go further, I mean, there's a lot of things we can do before we have to go into mechanics which give them like extra. They actually already do have a certain bias in terms of the game, like in terms of the goals of the campaigns and so on and so forth. But yeah, but not that way. But yes, of course, we want to incentivize players to play all the factions and away from Space Marines. So many Space Marines out there.
From Anvil, once Chen is done with the melee work, will he be moving on to weapon mods or something else?
Yeah, like I answered earlier from the chat actually, and I can answer it again, which is yes. Well, it's not like the guys haven't been working on weapon mods. There is a lot of work in progress, and that has to be finished. But melee is by far the most important thing here. What comes after that? Well, melee is never going to be done, but we take it and continuously do changes. But weapon mods or mods in general, trinkets, what have you, yes, we would like to do more of those. But as I mentioned, also, like entirely new functionality, no. But variations and so on and so forth.
He said we answered him twice from the forums and the chat. We'll wait to take over all the questions.
Vox Arcona, who was writing the storyline for the campaigns, and when will you get to meet them? You won't get to meet them. It's a guy that wrote the original campaigns for us a long time ago, so that's why we got him to write the next series. And he's a contractor in Australia. He just happens to have written our previous campaigns, and we don't have a staff writer. So if anything, we like to work with known sizes, and if we're going to move the actual overall storyline, we will probably revert to some of the people that we worked with before.
WCA Vola, will the venerable weapons be getting a facelift in the near future?
Well, I promised that, not Noah. So I'm going to say yes again.
No, they're not. We don't have an artist on the team.
Think about it this way.
Okay.
Give the man a fish, and he'll be not hungry. Teach the man to do Unreal, and he can make a game about fishing.
Exactly. So, there were gifts for pre-ordering. How is that at all higher on our priority list? Even
No, they were available for way longer than.
But okay, so they were originally pre-order gifts, right?
Yes.
So
no, I mean
all the things that we
maybe
can,
you
all
can
the
go
art
in
stuff that we can possibly
click
fix.
and put some more shine on it, or more blood, or both, shiny blood.
Yeah. We would love to have the luxury to be able to go back and polish all the stuff.
Yeah, but he's talking about facelift. No, we're not doing that. Yeah. Sakowski, any
I
progress on?
Say it.
Okay.
I love saying his name.
Okay,
Say Chopsky.
Yeah, it is Chopsky.
Sorry,
so.
Chopsky. Yeah.
Yeah, you can read the question. I just wanted to say his name.
Any progress on fixing the broken state of lunge and evade attacks? The broken state of these two core mechanics are one of the main reasons the melee architecture are so slow and so ineffective in combat. We did some changes, and we're going to do more.
No.
No what?
No, I don't want to die. But so we patched yesterday, so all the progress that has been made in the game is live right now. And Chan's on vacation today, so there's definitely no progress made today.
No.
Yeah, and build
Yes.
no more. You had 2.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't care if they're the same
so
question.
now we have the top 5 priorities for melee and melee versus range. Chan is actually on vacation yesterday and today, so Monday we're actually going to do and map out what we're actually going to tackle next, both in terms of general combat and everything like that, and melee. So we'll talk about that later.
Beluga,
My
right?
healer.
Can we pretty please queue from the garrison for matches and edit loadouts?
We would absolutely love it because that has always been the intent. However, like the architecture right now, and we were going to do this before we launched, of course, but we simply couldn't because it's a massive back-end task. So all the matchmaking and all those services, they are running on an entirely different layer than the game service. So to enable this would mean that we have to port those services over to the game servers, or some form of adaptation layer between them, or anything that allows the service, of course, services to talk to each other before that can happen. And I mean, it was such a huge task that we actually stopped it before we launched. We would have been spending a tremendous amount of time on doing it, and other things would have simply been cut instead, and I wasn't prepared to do that. But that, yes, I mean, that's absolutely where it will be going over the next 15 years.
Damn.
Warrior Brother Lorath. How are those litany of Wrath kill numbers looking? Any chance of limited run of them returning? The limited number, is it? So I have no ideas about the numbers.
I do. They're super duper low.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, it's like of all the kills that have happened in like a really long time, it was about 6 or 7 times that somebody had Litany of Wrath in their loadout in death or kill. So one guy probably during one match is using that weapon. So I think we're definitely below that 5% we said of the player base.
Yes, yeah, I
Unless everybody has it and they just think maces and axes suck.
which
and
they do actually.
Yeah, so that could be the other thing.
Okay, Normus, please ask Michael Chance to release the kills per team kill stats for the Tempest launcher. It is infamous for killing more Eldar than enemies, and I want to know if it is true. Yes, sure, we'll ask him. Interrobang, that sounds.
It's actually Julian though. Julian
Yes,
is the
yes,
stats guy.
yeah,
Chan is not.
but yes, Interrobang, that can mean so many different things. Why do streams always take place when most people are at work and cannot participate?
This is my favorite question of
it's because of time zones.
because we're supposed to come in on weekends and do our work-related Twitch stream.
Yes.
Well,
No
no,
work-life balance,
it's
ever.
like it's
Not allowed.
I mean, most of the game Twitches that are happening these days are happening at this point in time because we are covering a lot of time zones as well. Should we alternate? Yeah, maybe we should. But one of the things that we were going to mention, of course, and I have already mentioned in an interview or a forum or anything like that, is that we will be switching to monthly Twitches right now because we aren't happy with the Twitches. You aren't happy with the Twitches, so we're going to have more juicier, more fatty, beefy, sexy. I'm talking about me, not you. Twitches every month. Could that mean we could actually do it on a Saturday or Friday evening? Yes, that most certainly could mean that. From a club.
Yes. Mainfold. Will aspiring and vet sorcerers get skirts or robes in the future to look more the part, like the Eldar warlocks?
In the future?
Yes.
Most certainly.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Yeah.
So the answer to everything from now on is yes. Every single question is
Ace
yes.
Post. Any plans
Mainfold. Ace Post.
to make it slightly easier to win fortress maps as attackers?
Yes.
The answer to all the questions is yes.
I don't know how to say your name, so we're going to go with Mordred, your last part of the name.
Azrael.
Thank you. Are you willing and or able to
Yes.
hire internships or interns from the fans who are willing to work on the game design? And blah, blah, blah.
So yes, the great question, because especially because we have one person that is going and trying to get through the process of internship here, because there's very strict rules about internship, especially in Quebec, because you have to be paid and like it's illegal to be here working for free, because then you're taking a job from somebody else. So most of the interns that we take, and we're talking about maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people a year out of 300 employees, they are coming through specific programs which allow them to be paid interns as part of their school. So that's not the general rule, though, of course. So we have exceptions to that, and yes, it is possible, but usually it is engineers, if I'll just be honest with you all. But willing? Totally. I mean, it was fantastic in Iceland. We had Noah working there for free, like, I don't know, 3 years?
6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, 6 years, yeah.
I'm just finishing up my internship here.
Yeah, in Iceland we can import everybody. I mean, I think it was fantastic what we did back in Eve, is that we took a lot of people from the community and they ended up as not just interns, but actually full-term employees in every part of the company.
Yeah. So
I mean, I was a player before I was hired.
So there's no such thing as free interns. It's illegal in Canada, and we don't have a budget to hire them, so we're not going to do it.
I did a
Well,
free internship once
Yeah,
in Canada.
HR controls this thing. It's a
They
legal
don't.
thing.
They don't control the fact that we have to pay the people.
No. That's what I'm saying.
Because a lot of people keep suggesting we just take on a bunch of interns.
Yes, we can't.
Yeah.
No, and that's what I'm saying. It's about 8 people per year. It's a huge process. It's controlled by HR, and they follow the rules to the letter. The only thing I can do is pester them. So you have to go the formal route, and that's why we're pestering to get one certain person and his work. No names. So. Sile, did I get this right from the last Twitch that UI development is the bottleneck holding you back? No. We have a UI developer actually, okay. He is correct to a certain extent, which is that UI development is the bottleneck of every single game that I have ever worked on. There have been other factors, but that one is pretty much a constant. But no, we have a UI developer on the team, and yes, I would love more, but we have a lot of other bottlenecks. I mean,
on this project, the UI development has been a bottleneck, but there are many others. So,
Yes.
so
Yeah,
saying it's
right.
the bottleneck is the
Yeah.
thing he got
Yeah.
a little confused.
Yes, but it's
So,
not deep. But yeah,
I promised I'd do a giveaway, so we're going to do one.
okay.
And I know you always say I forget the plugin. I forgot the plugin because I remember when we're here. So we're going to do it the crazy way again. Everybody can spam the chat. Good luck to you. And we will randomly try and grab one. Random because, you know.
I'll take questions
Not
in the
true
meantime, but
random.
no, I hear that.
Yeah.
And you
But
try to
we'll,
figure
Well, what should we give away?
relic pack, of course,
Relic pack? Okay.
with 250,000 RTCs. Because
Okay. You want to explain what the relic pack is?
skull for the skull throne. I had to do it. I mean, we're sorry. We didn't choose the name for the.
The relic pack was a $150 pack
Yes,
with 8 weapons.
140,
140?
150.
Somewhere around there. That no longer exists.
Yeah, you can only get it through giveaways.
Yep, you can't buy them anymore.
And 250,000 RTC is what? $250?
Yeah, unless you get it on sale, because there's a sale going on right now. But
Yes, you can.
not for,
Yeah.
not
But
for
the relic
currency.
pack-
Like if
you
you
cannot
if you
get.
have the Imperium pack, you can buy the Squadron pack, which is 25,000 RTC for $5. And if you bought the Squadron pack, you can buy the Imperium pack, which is $25,000,
$25,000.
RTC, and the 4 faction DLCs, which are already at a 50% discount, inherent, like it built in. So since that pack is at 50% discount, you're getting 75% discount. It's $100 worth of stuff for $25.
There's a lot of like percents and stuff going on.
Yeah.
How about we pick a winner?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Krieg Machine was wondering why people are spamming. It's
You want-
because there's a giveaway going
You
on.
want to like grab a name because you're
But
in
since
front
Krieg
of
Machine talked,
the laptop,
it
but you
makes
have to
these
like
harder.
actually get it in case you spell it wrong.
Oh,
Because then they'll never get their
let me
prize.
see. I'm going to move the mouse over here.
Yeah,
and
good
I'm
luck.
just going
Good
to
luck when it's
double
Psycho.
click at somebody time. I just to say I love you. Clockwork 0
You gotta copy
1
that.
1 0.
Congrats.
Way
We'll
to
send you a
go.
message on your Twitch account after the show. You got it?
Got it.
Nice. Beautiful.
He can.
Oh shit.
The replay of Nathan and Stevie Wonder. Wow, that was great.
So,
He's gonna buy a Lamborghini with that amount of RTC, I think.
Yes.
Sparkly
Jealous.
one, a glitter
Jealous.
Lambo.
I think more people are, import developers are going to be playing when DJ is playing and be on his channel, so you can probably still get a couple of those.
Yeah.
Usurper.
Hooked him up with tons of giveaways.
No, I also meant the Usurper achievement as well. Timur ESRB is removing the Force psychic power and turning it into a toggle on-off ability still planned. That was Brent's plan before he left. I can't even remember that it was his plan.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Answer to everything is yes.
Uh-oh.
those are the giveaways now. It's like every question that is here is yes, and you're committing to it.
Exactly.
That's why we're like, we'll see you in a
So
month.
far, yeah.
Well, God of the Mind is asking, are there any plans for general quick play options, like Battle Now? Yes, we have taken that into consideration. Sure, I have a preference, but at the end of the day, I just want to play. So, in the beginning, we had quick play because, it was quite simple and straightforward. Now we have 4 factions, and we were worried that, of course, quick play could cause confusion, but we have certainly thought about that if you have multiple characters, to enter you into multiple queues in the matchmaking through a quick play, and it would just get you into the first match fastest.
Is this a really roundabout sort of way of saying yes?
No, I was
Yeah.
explaining how it would work.
Oh, okay.
You would have to create, and have 4 characters to be able to be in all 4 queues. And we thought this wasn't going to work, but I think there's a lot of people right now that have these 4 off characters, and it actually would work. But the amount of work hasn't been quantified in a long time, so right now it's no, but it is one of the...
But in the future, it's yes.
Yes.
So there, it's a
The
yes.
future.
Yeah.
No, the first thing, because this is the matchmaker, the first thing that we're going to do is Noah already has some tasks that we're going to do to improve the matchmaking, post-matchmaking process. So we'll see there, and of course we did some changes, but yeah, not yet, no. Saratan, could you explain why you initially increased the duration of the tactical deep stun back in the tactical passion, and why change that now be worded? Because we are already...
I don't think anybody
anybody got
watching the
that.
stream has any idea what you just said.
No. Could you explain why you initially increased the duration of the tactical deep stun back in the tactical escalation patch, and why the change has now been reverted? I'm trying to get a better understanding for your thought process, so a little more specificity than circumstances have changed would be appreciated.
So it's pretty simple. Game development studios aren't a hive mind that have a thought process that runs over years.
No.
It was actually different people working at one time who did one change, and then different people who did the other change. That's why the thought process
Yes.
doesn't
yeah.
link up.
And actually circumstances have changed is the whole nature of why change happens in online games. We have to respond to a changing environment, and other changes to other things can affect another change, which means that we have to adjust there as well.
And the answer is yes.
Yes.
And one more question.
Yeah,
we're late to that meeting.
Late to the meeting. We're going to get fired. We're going to get fired.
Yeah.
With Sony having an adamant stance against cross-platform play,
From the
no, that's actually wrong. Are the console ports of EC likely to be scrapped, or would EC be released and cross-platform patched in later if when Sony changed their minds? So, this is actually wrong. Sony is against Xbox and PlayStation crossplay. To be clear, they have always allowed and always wanted to have PC and PS4 crossplay. But that means that you can't have also the Xbox in there. So you would have to choose today. That's the entire problem. It's not that PS4 do not allow crossplay, because they do.
Quick, fight in the chat over which console's best. Go.
Yes, go.
Oh, we already have a PC Master
PC
Race
Master Race.
anyway. So.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I mean, to be honest, and this is more my opinion than anything that has been decided, it would benefit both.
PC.
Both.
There's a lot of PC.
Well,
they're PC gamers, so
yes.
I would expect it.
It would benefit both the consoles and the PC, that we would have cross-platform, and that would mean that we would have to select one of the consoles to begin with, at least, to have cross-play. It's, I mean, not leveraging the fact that you have huge player bases on both sides and joining them together would be crazy, and actually one of the main reasons we would actually do a console version of the game is to get more people in. That being said, we even have the console versions. They're of course out of date. We haven't maintained them since July last year, I guess. Yeah, something like that.
July.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, and we had it up and running on both consoles. And from our perspective, technically, we have always been cross-play between all platforms. And we still are, because the clients use the same protocols and everything like that. So adding another console after we do PC versus console A and adding console B afterwards, the system is already built like that. Our problem in terms of doing a PS4 version is far more going to be the performance of the client, because this many players and this kind of environment on a console is going to be quite challenging. And that was our challenge, performance. Even though Unreal Engine has been putting far more effort, of course, into performance on consoles than they have on PC lately, which people might have noticed, because Unreal Engine games, Unreal 4 Engine games are not the lightest clients around. Anywho, that's it for now. We
That is
switch
all the
over.
questions, yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna host DJ now?
Yes, we're going over to GG. It's going to be till 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I will join you in about an hour and a half, I guess, then, after the meeting. Maybe these good people here and the other developers will be playing on and or with DJ.
I'm gonna enable those campaigns so people can
Yes, the campaigns are
money.
coming in. Thank you for tuning in. Next Twitch is in 1 month. Remember that. Might it be later on a Friday or at a bar? Because we're going to have a mobile kit. We do have a mobile kit. We should pan the camera.
It's totally possible.
It would it causes an implosion if you do that.
Uh-oh.
It's
This is where things break.
yeah.
Goodbye, just in case he pulls, the wrong
Bye.
cord.
Bye guys.
Going through all the cables here.
Oh, we're doing this, okay.
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
Wow.
Ah.
So as you can see,
Yeah.
well, as
That's-
you cannot see, this is actually a fully mobile rig that we just got for our Twitch.
That looks like
And
You
that-
should take the
looks like a
camera
box.
And that
over
was
there.
Dorn. There, Dorn, yeah, show you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, of course, if you can.
Yes.
Totally, toast.
Oh, wow.
Show
It's
them
like
the
a whole-
stuff.
Wow.
Wow.
Now we're vlogging now.
Yes.
We're no longer.
Holy crap. What's this? Oh, it's light. We can take that because we're not needing the light anymore. Yes.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That is.
Shit is getting crazy.
Yeah.
That shit's real. There we go.
So that's the
Nice.
it's behind the scenes.
But can we see who runs the
This
show?
Yes, you have to put the camera there and you have to sit and press some buttons and stuff.
Okay, bye guys. We're late for our meeting.
Yes, we're
gonna go now.
going.
All right, bye guys.
What? I'm going out this door. There's Katie.
See you in a month. Adios.
Bye.